Hello and welcome to another set of turns of Dominions 5. I'm the False God, and we are continuing today as Porphyrion on turn 9. We're just wrapping up expansion and looking for what we want to do, if we want to fight somebody or go for some thrones. So we found a Corpse Candles Marsh, which is a death gem and a water gem. That death gem is great. We don't have anywhere to search for death, so getting that early is going to really add up for us throughout the game. And obviously, getting an extra water gem is nice. We have 3 battles. We've got a pretty good size stack here of troops going against not all that many enemies. Hopefully, if there are any losses, these macemen, though, will eat them up. But sort of a crushing victory. The god against elephants. So elephants can theoretically be problematic as we don't trample, which means we get stuck in place and take a lot more hits. The elephants don't do enough damage, and like heavy infantry don't do enough damage, and the elephants will rout because pretty quickly, A, he deals a lot of damage, and B, he has fear. But this is the problem, and why he can't take some thrones. Elementals will absolutely wreck this god. He just stands there, especially fire elementals. He just stands there and dies. He has no fire, he has little inbuilt resistance just to poison. So, got to be careful with that. But he goes ahead and takes that province, no problem. And then here we sent Blackbone's pirates after the lizards, and the pirates prove to be as useless as they can be. What did they kill? Like a lizard? They killed 4 lizards. So the lizards repel us again. We can see that Delphine took this province to the north of us. We are sending the god here. And what we're looking to do is ping this with the mercenaries. And then hopefully the god finished it up after the fact. We can see it's not it is Eridu. This is the one that wrecked me in my Hinam game. Have anybody seen this thing? Look at this thing. This is a recruitable unit that costs 600 gold, has 102 hit points, size 6, 17 protection, 18 MR, 18 morale, fear 30. It's blessed. Awe, animal awe, poison resistance, immortality, berserker +5, dom spreader. Doesn't have a ton of defense, and it has 4 attacks. That one of these things in the game I was trying to play as Hinam just wandered in to my cap circle on like turn 10 or something, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll die. I killed its commander and all the troops around it, but it didn't matter because it was berserk and it killed me. It's very sad. But anyway, we'll go ahead and not bitter. We'll let that go. This province had a great gold mine, so plus 100 gold. We're going to build a palisade on it. We are going to, this guy's moving to take over construction of this palisade, I guess. Not quite sure. We picked up another arena. Because why not? That's our 3rd arena. This is a scout province, so we've got some scouts going. Palisade's almost finished. Putting up a temple as well. There is some risk of us getting bopped by these guys. But they still have a lot of potential expansion left, so be a little aggressive, but not impossible. We are moving in some soldiers, so we have a chance of resisting, and I did put in some extra PD, just in case. Down here, we're recruiting shackled smiths. Again, what we want to do where possible is we're going to start with as many shackled smiths as we can to get the resources up so that we can actually afford our units. And we want extra shackled smiths to try and get that air shackled smith. We're going to forge one more dwarven hammer, and then we're going to give a dwarven hammer to this guy, and he's going to start in on the owl quill production, which should be nice. So yeah, we're going to ping this, send the god in to hopefully take it the turn after. And then this guy, we're gonna try send this guy in with this, hopefully in the future, and once again try and take out our arch enemy, the lizards. Anyway, let's go to turn 10. We don't need to focus on who killed who and who's a lizard. So here, this is the throne, I believe. So we can see that there is a sorceress with 2 air, 2 astral, 3 death. And then a black sorceress with earth, fire, and 2 astral. And they've each got a bunch of gems. She's doing raise skeletons and twist fate. Now, in case anybody doesn't know, because I was very interested to make sure, in particular, that she wasn't going to make a big air elemental on me. You can look up what the mages will cast. It's on the wiki. So I was able to actually confirm that she will not cast an air elemental on us. Plus 300 gold, misfortune 2. We finished a fortress and a palisades and research in enchantment. So the god is headed in. I'm pretty sure the god can win this. In testing, it worked. So multiple times, but sometimes it's a real game. It's sometimes a little scary to send your defensive lifeline on an offensive mission, even if you're like, yeah, I tested it, it's gonna be fine. We're building another palisade here because it's 100 gold. And again, while we really want resources, we actually aren't as afraid of draining resources or like building too close to each other because we can produce our own resources with the shackled smiths. We are once again attempting to take out these lizards. And we're going to ping this throne. Quill production has started, and we're really looking to try and get that second Cyclops Smith with air going. Recruiting him here. Recruiting him here. We're also building a castle here for the extra administration. I have the money. It makes sense to make the investment, in my opinion. So, only... yeah, 2 attacks going out this turn. Scout is moving. I don't know why I only made 1. Oh, no. I guess I just forgot to make 1 last turn. Should have made another one. We can see that Delphine has moved down, so we might bump them on these lizards. Maybe they'll kill the lizards for us, and then we can kill them. That would be nice. But so yeah, so 1 province left to figure out for expansion. We have a perfect border here. 2 out of 3. Currently tied. We're aiming for this last one, and 2 out of 3. So we were able to use the god to get a good advantage, and get a good sized empire for us in this opening phase. I don't think that without the god we would be anywhere near this large. We definitely would have lost this province to Hinnom. We might have been able to get these still. Ulm maybe could have gotten one of these. I don't know. It would have been, we wouldn't have been in as good a spot, especially because it compounds with the resources. So the god's definitely paid off there. I mean, hopefully it's going to take this throne for us and keep paying off. So let's go ahead. Yeah, let's jump into turn 11 here and check out the throne battle. All right, the throne battle, I think, is this one. Yes. All right, great big number of enemies. Still doing Raise Dead and Twist Fate. Fireflies, Raise Skeletons. Go ahead and fast forward. We're just bopping along. We'll do health checks every once in a while. Still at 264. I did send him last turn to a province that was in range and had the highest dominion. Just so we'd have the most health going into this. Still at 256. The humans have routed. Combustion is kind of bad for us. You can see we have been lit on fire. which we don't love, down to 238. But they're running out of units. Sorceresses are on their way out. And we take the province. 92 kills. We'll check out what that is in a second. We also found a tar pits. We have another battle. Us versus the lizards. Here we go. Not well scripted. Prophet was eager for revenge. We've got some archers here, like 2 of them. This time we outnumber them quite a bit more, and we have a little bit more range support. Yeah, took one out there. This time we outnumber them by enough. We were able to get the kills, and they rout off the field. And we've secured the lizards. And then finally, this is our ping on the other throne. The infantry is all human and does not matter. Sage, and a lore master with astral. They are not going to be able to stop us, hopefully. I think we can roll our god right in. Frenzied farmer's attack. Dominion of growth and fertility. And a local sect has flourished. Sloth. Unrest decreased everywhere. That's probably good for us. Our Dominion Dominion spreads unrest, obviously. Our high order helps counteract that, but it's not perfect. We got attacked here. Now this is extremely dangerous because we have one of our cap-only, mages here. He's unscripted doing Twist Fate. He should definitely be on retreat and isn't. This is a devil. This is obviously the devil worship that the earlier event talked about that I kind of forgot was, an event that had additional text. Mindless, insane madmen with cods and peasants. We're hitting them with flying shards. We can see the peasants are moving in. They're getting shot up pretty good, and they rout. The light infantry holding up the front line here, getting bopped by this devil. Sermon of Courage going off. We have a priest here as well. Oh no, that's just our guy. And the devil routed too. So we got really lucky here. This could have very easily gone the other way, and we could have lost our Archon. So we got lucky. All right, so the god is going to go ahead and claim. This is the Crystal Throne. So Paragems, Earth and Astral, awesome. Spreading Dominion. Our Dominion's great, so we're happy to have it. And the Crystal Mage is going to be pretty nice. So Earth, Astral is good. It's certainly a cross path that we already have access to. But getting both of them at 2 is not super easy for us. So it's 50% and then 25%. So it's 12%, 12.5. So instead of a 12.5% chance, it's just always. So we're happy enough to have these guys. We're already building a pair of palisades here. So we're going to need to get somebody in here to build another palisade, and we're recruiting a commander for just that purpose. We've started our palisade on our lizards. We're going to milk everything we can out of these lizards. We've certainly paid enough in lives for it. And yeah, so we're pretty happy with where we are. We got great borders. We got a throne. This one is definitely takeable if we can get there. Obviously, we're on the other side of the map. But our god's pretty fast. He has 22 map moves, so it'll only take him a couple turns. But I do think that claiming this is worth it rather than rushing over there and then having to run all the way back. Now, you can actually run out of stuff for this god to do. He can't even preach. He can claim, he can blood hunt, he can make buildings, but he has no magic, can't even preach. So, yeah, I would say we're finished with expansion here on turn 11. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we're one short of our the 20 province challenge, but obviously in a map nuke map with other players, you don't actually expect to get 20 provinces. And there's still some provinces up for grabs, like this throne, this cavemen province, although there's a lot of burning ones headed for it. But in terms of, we finished expansion, which is great. In terms of other goals we got our air site. We've been able to start building up some air gems. We obviously need to keep searching and finding more. We got lizards, so that's an extra astral nature mage, which is tremendous. That's our only nature. We're gonna be able to put that right into communions, get a nature income going. Very, very useful. And we got into blood with this slave market. So also tremendously effective. You can actually see that even though our Dominion produces unrest and this site produces unrest, our high order and a little bit of PD is actually keeping this unrest in check. We've also secured a throne with a cross path we already have, but one that still is helpful. And it has a great silver mine to go next with our great gold mine. So we're at over 2,000 income on our 19 provinces. We're still spreading Dominion in plenty of places. You know, there's no growth here yet. Why is there no growth here yet, actually? That's mighty sus. Should be growth here. But so lots of, still a lot of room for our income to go up. We have, you know, not all these are major. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We already have 11 mages, plus, you know, lots of troops, and our total upkeep is 155. So we are swimming in cash, which is awesome because we're gonna need it. When it comes to fights with mages, our little shackled mages, you're gonna need a lot of them. So we're gonna need to have extra forts, and we're gonna need to be producing extra mages to keep up in big fights. So we can see we've already got our first owl quill working. Up to 17 research on this guy. Still no second owl quill producer. I do not think it's worth it to like give this guy a hammer and have him do it. We just don't have enough gem income to support spending 3 when we could instead spend 1. I just don't think that's worth it. So we're just gonna keep trying to get lucky. We want to make a lot of smiths anyway, so we're gonna we'll get there eventually. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy at the end of expansion. Obviously we have an expander god, so that means that our expansion needs to be great because our god is not going to do anything for us later. On the bright side, we already now have access into every path of magic, albeit blood obviously is kind of tenuous, and nature is at nature 1, but it's there. Even if we have to then empower or something, we would have access. I'm trying to remember. So this is I know this cross path. Not this one. I know this cross path is eventually Moonvine bracelets. I don't remember how much of each you need in terms of getting into nature that way. If you empower a smith, he's going to start at nature 2 for forging purposes, or you can empower up a lizard to get to 2 to make a staff, to get to 3. From there, you can make a Moonvine bracelet to get to 4. I think from there you're going to need another plan. You're going to need a ring or to cast. You have to check away on what spells you have available, but it's certainly something that we didn't have access to before. So pretty happy about that one. But yeah, I think if you're making a checklist for expansion, this would pretty much hit it. You know, 2 colossal provinces as well. You know, lots of good provinces, but 2 colossal provinces. We have in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 provinces that are over 100 income in EA. It's pretty nice. All right. Well, I will go ahead and I'm going to stop it here. Thanks, everybody, for joining me, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a great day.